What is going on, pros and average Joes? RedBeard here, and I got something cool to do a review on. It kind of rhymed, but not really. But right now, I'm going to be doing a review on C-Tech shafts. These are ash and hickory shafts. The hickory is a goalie stick, and the ashwood is the shorty. You might have seen a couple pictures on Instagram of the hickory shaft. For those who know what it is, that have commented, it is that shaft that I have, I guess. But getting to the point, I'm going to do the ashwood and I'm going to do the hickory. So right off the bat, as you can probably imagine, ashwood is a softer wood, but it's lighter. And it is also what baseball bats are made out of. And something that's awesome about these shafts is that when you do an engraving, if I can get a good light in here, C-Tech shafts right across the front, and you can get a nice engraving in here. The finish on this thing is absolutely beautiful. The stain is great, and he actually throws in wood screws, so you can actually screw it right into your shaft right then and there. Something else that's beautiful about these C-Tech shafts and the makers of them is that, one, it's my neighbor, that's sick, and two, he allows you to customize your shaft. So he actually threw on my RedBeard YouTube channel, and then my box number 00, which is actually which is amazing because of how clean it is. The 30-inch ashwood is very light for a wood shaft that I've used, and you guys know that I have wood shafts on my marker and my /RedBeard head, or a wood shaft with my marker pocket, which if you guys didn't see the video, I shot 80 with a wood shaft. So sometimes it's the wizard, sometimes it's the wand. I believe it's the wizard, as far as the player that really makes a stick. But regardless to that, I did use this. I'm not showing you the head that I put on here because that's for another video. But this will make it a little bit easier for me to show you as well. When I put the head on, it's something that I saw Mikey Powell do. He actually flipped his shaft over, so when he's holding it, if I'm going to stand up, when he's holding it, kind of like down at the side or something, Easton was right across and the head was up here facing upwards. So just another head that you guys have seen that's just laying around, it was like this. So the head's up here so you can see the name, so it was like that. But that's the way that I was also recommended to put it on as well. And as you can rotate it, you can see that you can see both sides, which is actually an awesome feature to that. Just my setup in here is I got one Maverick butt. And one of the nicest things that I do like about this shaft is the geometry, or the shape of the shaft. It's got a really nice long side to it, but a really gradual, not so aggressive curvature to the top of, I guess the oval, if you want to call it this. You can see that it is stained, and does include a screw with it when you get them. So that's another nice feature. Always nice getting screws with your shafts. I think one of the most interesting things is that the finish on the shafts actually protects the stick a lot more. From what I found, just messing around with people, banging this against other people's sticks. I've actually hit it against my goal a couple times just to see if there's any real significant denting, and there really isn't. I mean, if I really want to, I can feel one right here, but you're really not gonna see it when you look at it. Of course, these things aren't going to completely warp or bend on you because it is wood. If anything, it's gonna chip, and all you gotta do for chipping is just take a light sanding to it and brush that down, and you'll be good to go. But that is the Ashwood shaft. Passing and shooting with it, I can actually feel a little bit of flex in the shaft, but you're not going to get so much in it that, you know, it's going to make a complete difference on your shot. I can feel it, but you're going to have to really muscle it if you really want to feel it. And this does have a little bit of a flex when throwing checks or slaps in it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It's very, you can kind of see it, right? Just like look kind of like right here. I don't know why I pointed at the screen, but you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it flex. Now going on to the hickory. Don't want to spend too much time on that. Going on to the hickory, I got the same thing. So this is my box shaft. If you guys have seen it before on some of my Instagrams, RedBeard 00. Again, C-Tech shafts. All the information on this stuff is going to be in the description below. And if you have any other questions, you can ask me and I can pass the information on to the maker, Matt. This stuff's awesome. So anyway, going on to this one. Definitely different than the Ashwood. This is hickory, so it will be a harder, heavier wood. But what I ended up having to do is shaving down with a very fine grit sandpaper, which actually ended up taking a lot off. Is sanding this down to get the head on, because I do have a gate head, and gate heads tend to have a smaller throat hole for the shafts. What I recommend doing for other, instead of you guys getting the shaft and then trying to jam the head on, is take a blow dryer and heat up the plastic, because the plastic will expand. Science. Go check out throwing a strings video and putting your head on a shaft, or getting rid of head wobble. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about if you've seen it already. If you haven't, go check it out. But I just kept sanding this down little by little, and I finally got a nice snug fit, and there was no head wobble at all, to the point where I don't even think I needed a screw. But I ended up throwing the screw in, and this thing never even moved. Never got any head wobble. Never got any type of jostling or space from the top of the shaft or anything like that. I don't know why I do this tape job. I think it looks cool. I put my hand here, and I think this empty space looks weird, so I just do this little X up thing. But going on to being able to throw and the functionality of the shaft, it's actually amazing, because I thought this shaft was actually going to be really heavy doing clears, and I really like doing long, flat, crisp clears when in goal. So getting it, I pretty much just threw the head on. I went to go have a catch with some friends, had a couple tosses, was feeling good, brought it to the game the next night, and just started playing with it, and it was actually amazing on how much it didn't really change my throwing. Yeah, I had to muscle it out a little bit more just because of the weight factor, but as far as feel and as far as moving around and the restrictions of the weight didn't affect me at all. So that was actually an awesome plus. It actually helped me out a little bit, being a little bit heavier, to keep my stick flush against the ground, which was also nice, because I had a tendency to lift my stick up, and that's just wasted movement to try to put it back on the ground when you're in box, having the stick between your legs, because the 5-hole is one of the biggest spots good shooters will look for. But just a little setup that I got on here is just a nice fat butt, so if I do drop my stick, I can grab it with my gloves. Little hand marker for my fingers around my so like if I'm upside down, take my middle finger and I wrap it inside of this little crevice, and then my pointer finger down, and then I got a little bit of grip tape on either side here for my 2 other fingers. But I have come out of the net, I have checked other guys with the stick, and that right there, out of a month or so of wear and tear and play, is the only visible mark that you can see on the stick, which again is amazing. And I think the coolest thing about this, with the finish that he puts on here, is the little wear that you see along the edges from your gloves running up and down the stick. Really gives it a nice, you know, I guess patina or kind of like accent to the stick, and gives it really kind of its own personality, if you really want to kind of call it that. As corny as it sounds. But that is my review. Again, you know, just a quick little stiffness check on here, and there's really none at all. So if you're really trying to sacrifice strength for weight, I'd go Ashwood. If you're going for just like strength and durability but don't really mind the weight, I would go Hickory. Again, these are the C-Tech shafts. If you got any questions, forward them over to me. Leave them in the comments below. Slap this video with a big fat like, and go check out his stuff. So that's it for now. And as always, hope to see you out there.